name is Justin Castillo, and today I will be talking about this rectus femoris muscle. So going on a little introduction about this muscle, as we know, it is one out of the four that make up the quadriceps muscle group. So the other three being that vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, and vastus intermedius. So this muscle in particular is found on the anterior compartment of the thigh. So as we know, it sits right above that vastus intermedius. It is considered to be a biarticular muscle just because it crosses over two different joint groups. So as we see here, it crosses over the hip joint and then as well as a knee joint, in which the knee joint we'll be talking more about specifically for this muscle. Um, its origin is found in the ilium, which is located on that pelvic bone. If we're being more specific, it's found on the anterior inferior iliac spine slash that groove above the acetabulum. And then if we're talking about the insertion of this rectus femoris muscle, it's found on the patella. And then again, if we're being more specific, it's the superior aspect of the patella slash the patellar tendon to that tibial tuberosity. So some muscle actions and movements here, as you see on the right top, it helps with that flexion of the hip. And then as you see the bottom right, you see this is more of the extension of the knee. It also helps with anterior pelvic rotation. But in this case, the main agonist movement that we'll be focusing on is that knee extension. So what are some daily use examples of the rectus femoris, you may ask? So I was thinking about it, and then mostly it's about walking and slash standing. So just due to that knee extension of being in anatomical position already, it's mainly used for these daily activities, and it just helps a lot with it. So what are some strength movements and exercises that can help out with this rectus femoris muscle? So emphasize on that knee extension, aka the leg extension. Movements against resistance will help out strengthen this rectus femoris muscle. So some examples of this are leg raises slash straight leg sit-ups. So I have here two prime examples of which you can strengthen this rectus femoris. So I'll go ahead and show the first one. And then the second video, I'll go ahead and just give a little introduction. This guy is on that leg extension machine. So now we're going into more of that stretching compartment of this rectus femoris muscle. So emphasize on that maximum knee flexion. So you want to have your lower leg going towards your glute and then your calves touching your hamstrings. So this guy really gives a prime example of two different ways in which you can stretch this muscle. So I'll go ahead and show the first one right now, and then I'll show the second one after. And I'll go ahead and show the second one now. So emphasize on this really quick before I go on. It is important that you do it on both the left and right side just because they are on each side. So what are some injuries that can occur to the rectus femoris, you may ask? So right here, rectus femoris injuries are basically most commonly found in athletes. If we're being more specific, it's mostly in that football/soccer players, just because of the risk factors, as we know right here. Activities involving such great amount of kicking, jumping/running. So the rectus femoris muscle is most frequently affected in the kind of a quadriceps injury, and most common pattern for this is muscle strains. So some treatments that can help out with rectus femoris injury is called this RICE method that I read off this article. So what it stands for, it's basically R for rest, the I for ice, the C for compression, and then the E is for limb elevation. This will definitely help out with getting that rectus femoris back to that normal state. And then here are my references. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.